Welcome to Lazy Owl Booktube channel, where I discuss all things books and comic books. As always, if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, and if you'd like to know when I post videos, please click the bell icon. Today I'm going to be reviewing a graphic novel that I recently read, which I got from NetGalley, and this particular graphic novel is called The Night Witches, and it is by Garth Ennis and Russ Braun. This graphic novel is about World War II, and it follows a group of female pilots. And if you're not aware of the history of this, which I wasn't aware of it, the Night Witches was a nickname that the Nazis gave the Russian female pilots, and they used to fly these planes at night time in order to avoid the Nazis and avoid getting shot down. It's quite an interesting story, and it was quite heavy at times. It was quite violent, as you can imagine would be from a graphic novel featuring World War II. And I felt like I really learnt quite a lot in reading this graphic novel, and I felt like I got into a little bit of the psyche of what these female pilots would have gone through during World War II, being in that war, and also being a female in that war and fighting during the war. And it was really eye-opening for me. I've always kind of considered myself a bit of a feminist, and I know that we have come a long way in terms of women's rights, and it's appalling some of the things that women have gone through in history, and particularly some things that women have gone through in world wars and how they've been taken advantage of. So these women weren't respected, and it really highlights the difference between how the men were treated and how the women were treated during this time of war. And it also highlights just the fact that violence breeds violence. In order for these people to get through the war and come out the other end, they had to change, and quite often they had to become violent themselves, as you can imagine. And this graphic novel is quite clever in helping us to learn what these people went through and why, and how they slowly kind of changed over time. So from the start of the war and going towards the end of the war, and how it changed them, and these poor women, and how they were also treated after the war when the war had been won. So this graphic novel I would recommend to anyone to read if you're interested in learning a bit more about World War II, and maybe to learn a little bit more about what these Russian women went through. I would definitely give this particular graphic novel probably 3.5 stars. I rated it 4 stars on Goodreads, I think, and it was a graphic novel that I'm glad that I invested in and glad that I read, because I do feel like I know a lot more now than what I previously did. I did find that I couldn't read it in one sitting. It's quite a large graphic novel. There's quite a lot of pages there to get through, and it was also quite heavy, and so I found that I just needed a bit of a break. It was a little bit heavy in some of the themes, as you can imagine, and so I just felt like I needed a bit of a break between reading some of those volumes within this particular graphic novel. If there's anyone out there that is interested in this, please give it a go. I found it very enlightening. So that is pretty much my review of this particular graphic novel. It's not a happy one, I guess you would say, but it's still one that I enjoyed reading. if you've read this. I haven't really heard a lot of chatter about this particular graphic novel, but if you have read it, please comment below and let me know what you thought of it. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified of when I post videos. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day.